Do you guys remember the trainer gallery from the Sword and Shield era? An absolutely amazing idea, and these cards have been performing exceptionally well over the last 12 months. So today we're going to be taking a look at some of those. If you've been in the hobby like me for a little while, you probably have some of these cards lying around. They were pretty easy to pull, and they were very cheap, so you might have bought some of these because they were such cool cards. So we're going to take a look at how they've been performing the last 12 months. To give you an idea, should you be selling some of your raw copies off if you've got extras? Should you be looking to grade some of these? There are some grading opportunities out there. We're going to get into all that today. I've got here pulled up the top selling just overall trainer gallery, Galarian gallery. A lot of these are from Crown Zenith. Again, Crown Zenith cards are starting to make a move a little bit, but there are some smaller yellow bordered ones in here, and those are the ones that I'm going to be focusing on today because those have been running like crazy for the last 12 months and are doing some interesting things on the graded side. So the first card we'll jump into here, this Gengar. Look at this, 600% gain over the last year. That's crazy. These were $3-4. I was picking them up probably around $5. I was grading these all last year, picking them up right around $4 or $5. I'm not here to convince you if this is going to go up or down. I'm going to let you know what I'm doing and to bring awareness that this card is now $23. So again, if you've got extras in your bulk pile, in your trade binder, this might be a great time to sell some of these off to fund something else in your collection that you're looking to get. Especially with the mega sets just being announced, Mega Gengar making his return. That's kind of why this Gengar card could be up so high right now. And it's even more interesting if we go to look at the graded side. This card selling at Gem Mint 10, 220, 217, 235 best offer. So pretty comfortably above $200 now in a PSA 10. And that seems pretty high considering this card was going for $3-4 way back when. But I guess if you look at it now, a $20 card grading at 10 and selling at 200, that's not too crazy. So if you've got this copy, check it. If you're into grading cards, it could be clean enough. If you think it could be a 10, it might be something to consider sending into grading, especially with how easy it is to send with PSA nowadays, to try for that 10. The caveat is this card is pretty hard to grade. I've graded a lot of these. Like I said, last year I was grading all these trainer gallery cards and only got a few 10s. I'm sitting on one right now. Because they're so hard to grade in 10s, that's kind of why they command this higher premium. But they're not as hard as the Magikarp. I will say the print quality in Lost Origin was a little bit better than it was in Paldea Evolved. The next one, similar idea, this Pikachu trainer gallery, again from Lost Origin, up 265%. This one had a huge run back in February, March, and then came down, but is starting to rise back up again. And it's the exact same thing. In a 10, these cards are going for 165, 175, 185, continuing to go up, creeping towards that $200 mark. And for a $15 card to be grading in a 10, grading and selling in a 10 for almost $200 is amazing return. So this is another one to keep your eye on if you've got it. Take a look. If it's a clean copy, debate sending it in. If it's not, you could debate selling it and moving it off into something else in your collection because you might have gotten these for very cheap. And when you look at something like the Suicune V, it's interesting because again, we were looking, this Gengar is now a $20 card selling for $200 in a 10. This Suicune is a $32 card, but its 10 is only going for 120, 130. So there's a much better multiple in a Gengar play than there's something like the Suicune. The caveat to that is the Suicune is much easier to grade than the Gengar. The Suicune has a much higher Gem Mint 10 rate, so it is easier to grade. But if you like swinging for the fences, if you like going for those home run plays, this Gengar might be one to take a look at and take a shot at now. Another one, this one's from Crown Zenith, so it is a little bit easier to grade, but still harder. I graded a lot of these, and the majority of them were 9s, but I did get a few 10s with these. Just like the Pikachu, this had a huge spike back in January, has come back down to about $15, $16, and is now running back up to 20. So this is another one to keep your eye on because the Gem Mint 10s are right around that $200 mark. Same thing, a $20 card to a $200 Gem Mint 10 is an amazing play. If you could run those all day, I mean, that's a tremendous turnaround. Again, the caveat is it's a little bit harder to hit these than Gem Mint 10, but if you've got these lying around and they look good, especially this Mew, Galarian Gallery is much easier to grade than the trainer gallery from Lost Origin. So Mew could be a really good one to keep your eye on. Some others that haven't quite moved up in price that I think could is this Charizard from Lost Origin. And when I say that, it hasn't moved up in price Gem Mint 10. Gem Mint 10 down here is still $100, $120. So when you're comparing it to the other ones like the Pikachu and the Gengar at almost $200, there's a lot of room for this one to grow. And when you look at the raw value, it's only $10 up from up from 3 to 4, which is a huge gain on its own. But I think there's still room here with the announcement of the mega sets. Again, Mega Charizard, Mega Gengar. I think Charizard cards, they could go on a little bit of a run just with the excitement of the mega set, the Mega Charizard coming back. I still think Charizard's a little bit undervalued right now. People aren't really looking at him. Most people's attention is on Gengar. So I think this Charizard card, especially in a Gem Mint 10, could start running. So again, if you've got some of these in your bulk pile, if you've opened them in your trade bait, you might want to look at either selling these ones off or getting them graded in anticipation of a run up. Charizard is one that I would be keeping. Same thing here with the Snorlax. The Snorlax has run, again, 248%, which is crazy. This was a $1, $2 card way back when, but another popular Pokemon, cool artwork on this. The Gem Mint 10s are only going for about $100. It's a step below the Pikachus, the Gengars of the world, but I could still see in this being about a $150 card. And if you're grading a, $7, $8 card, and you can turn it into a $150 Gem Mint 10, that's a pretty good play to make. So now that I've mentioned all of these, so what am I doing? Am I trying to convince you guys, do I think these are going to go up? Do I think they're going to come down? In my opinion, and this is exactly what I'm doing, for cards like Gengar, for the raw copies of these cards, if they are not gradable, because like I said, I bought a lot of these cards, and if they weren't gradable, I would just set them aside because I anticipated a run like this. So a lot of these cards, if they're not gradable, I am looking to move off of some of these right now. Again, not my whole collection. I don't really like going all in on one play. To help fund some of my other plays, I'm definitely looking to grade these, to move off of some of these in their raw value, to start looking at other things. I am absolutely still looking to grade these. The price memory definitely feels bad when I remember buying these for $5 and now I have to pay $20. But if I can find a clean copy and I think it has a good chance to Gem Mint 10, I'll still take that chance, because while this price could come down, and I anticipate it probably will come down, there's enough time in there that you could sell this off and still make some money and roll it into something else. So that is exactly what I'm doing. With the extras that I have, I'm selling them off. The clean copies, I'm sending to grade to do the grading play. Once I get the graded play, I am selling it to try to fund into more plays of this same thing. And the exact same thing with this Pikachu. I'm doing the same thing with the Mew, the Charizard, and the Snorlax. Any doubles I have, I'm looking to move off of them now. Taking a look at any of the other trainer galleries. Again, this is just best-selling trainer galleries and Galarian galleries. Some of these that are textured have already made their run, like the Garchomp V, but there are some in here like the Lapras. This Flareon, Jolteon, Eevee, and Vaporeon trainer gallery cards are other ones that I should have put in this video because they are the exact same way here. They've been performing very well over the year, and I believe their PSA 10 prices are doing pretty well. And again, these come from Brilliant Stars. The booster boxes are getting more expensive, so it's going to be harder for people to find these cards in the wild, especially graded copies. So if you pulled these, or if you have them in your trade binder, again, you might be looking to move off of them pretty soon here with the run that they've had here recently. But again, I can only tell you what I'm doing, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm still buying these cards to try and grade them. Raw copies that are not gradable, I either sell them in a lot on eBay, especially the Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, and Eevee cards. Those sell pretty well as a lot. People like buying the trainer galleries all in one shot. So they're still really cool cards, even if they're not Gem Mint 10 worthy. They're still near mint. They still look good in someone's binder. So those I'm still picking up. If they're gradable, I'm grading them. If not, I'm selling them as a lot. If not, I'll just hold them. I do expect them to rise a little bit more in the future, just because, like I said, Brilliant Stars is going out of print, harder to find box, harder to open box, and very popular Pokemon. That's kind of my thought in theory with investing, plays, speculating, whatever you want to call it, in Pokemon, is the popular Pokemon will always do well. So that's why, I mean, there's pages and pages of Pokemon in here, but I'm really focusing on the ones that I showed up here, and then the 4 evolutions. So really, Gen 1 Pokemon are always going to command the most premium. So those are the ones that I'm focusing on personally. But you let me know in the comments, do you think trainer gallery cards are still a good buy with the run-up that they've had, or do you think these will come crashing down because of how easy they were to pull? Are you guys buying any more, selling any more, grading them? Let me know your plays in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe to this channel for more Pokemon content. Check out one of my other videos over there, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.